Hello and welcome to a video where I'll show how to write some example words and phrases in Circular Gallifreyan, specifically Loren Sherman's script. And this script, it uses a combination of dots and lines on these four different stems to make our consonants. And I'll show you how to use that in our first word, which conveniently uses all four stems and dots and lines, which is why I picked it. And then vowels are a bit trickier. They're smaller circles, and they have different positions depending upon what vowel they are and if they're attached on one of these four consonant stems. So this is kind of the rough guide that shows that A's are always on the outside of the word circle, E's, I's, and U's are all on the line of the word circle, and O's are always towards the middle of the word circle. But if we look at them in the context of the consonant stem, A's, this one is tricky because A's, if they're on the consonant stem, they're not like a bead on a string, they're actually inside it, so this is my least favorite part of this diagram. But A's still are always on the outside of the word circle, so here. But E's, I's, and U's are always in the inside of the consonant stem, so this is that consonant stem, and they're always on the inside of it. But O's are like a bead on a string attached to it. So this diagram shows all possible combinations of vowel and consonant teams. So again, here's the A by itself. Then we have a deep divot with an A, so this stem with an A JA, or circle inside the word circle with an A TA, or a shallow divot with no modifiers is a T, and the A is outside where that word circle line would be. And then lastly, a THA, or a circle on the line of the word circle with an A. And then if we look at the O's by itself, then a BO, JO, TO, THO, and then an E, BE, JE, TE, THE. And I's and U's are different from E's because I's have a line going towards the middle, and U's have a line going towards the outside. And there's some degree of flexibility with everything in the script. So this A could be anywhere along here so long as it was on the outside of the word circle and not obviously attached to a stem. It would be an A by itself. And then similarly, this would be anywhere kind of in the mouth of this. This is pretty precise as far as being directly in line if you want it to follow the inside the word circle. This could be anywhere in the gap, and then this would be anywhere in this space here. Again, E's could be anywhere on the inside so long as they're not on the line. If they start touching the line, they start to look like O's. But again, the O's can be anywhere on this line, but can't be outside the word circle because again, O's are always on the inside of the word circle. And I'm rambling. Point being, A's are on the outside, O's are on the inside, E's, I's, and U's are all in the same position, which is on the line or centralized, and I's have a line going towards the middle, and U's have a line going outwards. That's how you vowels. And they're the hardest part, but they're also the part you memorize the first. So anyway, let me go through my process of how I'll set up a design. So the first thing I'll do is I'll figure out what stems go with what letters. So the D is this deep divot stem with 3 dots. So deep divot stem with 3 dots is a D. And this E, it can be either enclosed inside it or by itself on the line of the word circle. And then the P is a circle inside the word circle with P's 2 lines. And then a TH together is a circle on the line of the word circle. And I'm going to show it this way because you could also do a T by itself and an H by itself, but I want to show the circle on the line of the word circle way. So here's my line. Come on, continue, be happy. So TH just by itself on the line of the word circle. And then the S is a shallow divot. So instead of this one being more than 50% complete, a shallow divot is less than 50% complete. And S's have 3 lines. So 3 lines on that shallow divot is an S. And again, these dots can be any size. They can be inside, outside, wherever, so long as they're closest to this stem. They count as dots for the stem. And these lines have to touch it. If they pass through it, they do not count. The lines can also curve, connect back up to each other, whatever. What matters is where they end on the stem. So let's go ahead and make this word circle, word line into a word circle. I'll show one option here. So I have kind of 4 parts. So I'm just kind of in my head going to space it out so that I have enough room for all 4 parts. And I'm going to show one variation of it here and then another one here. So bottom of the word circles here. Here's that deep divot D. And then we'll put the E like it is by itself, just right there. Continue around. Here's my circle inside the word for circle for the P. Continue around for the line. Here's the TH. And I'm just doing the stems right now. And then last but not least, here's the S stem. Okay, and now we add the modifiers. So I'm going to put one big dot right here, another one here, and one here, because why not? So I've got my 3 dots. The E has no lines. The P has 2 lines. And I know that the S also has lines, right? So I'm going to connect one of my lines from my P all the way to the S. And I'm going to have this one continue through looking, because there's still 2 lines ending on it here. Like 1 line, 2 lines, it still works, even though they're in line with each other. So there's the P. TH has no modifiers, and the S needs 2 more lines. So I'm going to show a little trick. These lines, they can connect back up to the same letter, and they can curve. So this is an S, because it's got 1, 2, 3 lines on it. Even though it doesn't look anything like this still says the word depths. And I'm going to show another variation of it over here. And this time I'm going to actually enclose the E inside the D. So I'm going to make it right at the bottom. So there's my deep divot with the E in it. So there's my DE. Here's going to be the S at the end. Okay, and then everything else is not breaking the word circle line. So here's the TH. And here's the P. I'm not writing the words in the right order, because you read bottom counterclockwise, so you start at the bottom and go counterclockwise. So here's the D stem, there's the E, here's the P stem, here's the TH stem, here's the S stem. Time to add our modifiers. Okay, how do I want to do this? I think I'm gonna make one line connect here, another one connect here, and then the third one look like it's gonna connect but turn into dots. So those are the 3 dots on the D. Here's the E, 2 lines on the P, TH, and then the S. So again, a lot of flexibility, because this word looks nothing like this word, but is the same thing, yay. And I could have played with the size and the line thickness, so if I want to make, like, let's say this, a thicker line on the TH, I mean, I can do that, and it doesn't change anything, because it's still just a TH. Same thing for the P, and I can even do the same thing for the E. Cool. Sweet. So there's 2 ways of writing the same word. Let me thicken up this dot, make it a bit happier. Okay, cool. So this says D, so deep divot with 3 dots. Deep divot, 3 dots is a D. E on the line of the word circle. So here's the word circle line. E's are on it with no lines. Then we have a P with 2 lines. Circle inside the word circle, 2 lines P. TH, no modifiers. And then S with 1, 2, 3 lines on it. So depths, and then D, E, P, T, H, S. So there's 2 ways of writing depths. So I'm going to go ahead and do another example with the whole sentence here. And then I'm going to add punctuation to it in the sentence circle. So I'm going to do so here's the E, and TH is a circle on the line of the word circle. So TH, E. I like to erase the line behind vowels, by the way. It helps them not look like dots. Okay, and then a U is a vowel, and it has a line going outwards. And then the N is a circle inside the word circle with 1 line. And then a T is a shallow divot with no modifiers. And then the O here, it can either be enclosed like a bead on a string on the T or by itself. And I'm actually going to do something here. I'm going to put the TO together. So here's the T with the O on it. And then L is a circle inside the word circle, just like the P, the P as well, the N, except L has 3 dots. Kind of running out of room here. And then the D is a deep divot with 3 dots. Okay, so deep divot with 3 dots is a D. And normally you just go for a hunt for finding these letters here. I have them all memorized because I've done this for a while. So here's the UNTOLD, and then depths. So here's another D, and I'm gonna enclose the E. T has 3 dots. P with 2 lines on a circle inside the word circle. And then we have that TH, which I'm going to combine. So these combined letters are just shortcuts to help keep the space the same and help keep things happy. Well, that's me gibberish saying. You could do this as a P and an H if you need to add more space to your circle, or you could combine them to make one PH if you want to save on space. So this TH saves on the space of the T and the H. So it's just one TH, and then last but not least, here's the S with 3 lines on it. Come on, be a line. There we go. So depths. Okay, so here's our next word circle. I should have made my brush smaller. An O is a little circle, and it has to be by itself because if you enclose it on the F, then it would be FO, because you always read the consonant first before the vowel if they're enclosed. So this would be a DE, never an ED. If you wanted to do an ED, you'd have to put the E first. Anyway, so this O has to be by itself. So there's my little O. And then making my F, which is a deep divot. So deep divot with 3 lines. And then last but not least, we have the word Gallifrey. Here's our deep divot with 1 line. So G is a deep divot with 1 line. A, I'm going to enclose it outside the word circle because A's are outside, so GA. And then we have an LL. So I'm going to show you a trick. So if you have the same letter twice, you can stack it. So instead of writing 2 L's, I'm going to make a double L. So L's are a circle inside the word circle with 3 dots. Where do I put them? I put them here. 3 dots. And then I has a line going towards the middle. So like this. And then an F, deep divot, F, 1, 2, 3 lines on that deep divot, making it an F, just like the F and of. Then we need the R, which is a shallow divot. Kind of running away from myself. But R has 3 dots. And then the E, I'm going to enclose it. E, little tiny E there. There's a space in between them. I mean, I could erase some of the stuff. Anyway. And then last but not least, circle on the line of the word circle with 2 dots is a Y. And then we have the exclamation point. We're going to turn off my Wi-Fi so we can ignore my friend's Wordle. So this is my mark for like a sentence circle. And an exclamation point has 3 dots. So there's the exclamation point. So this is legible as Gallifreyan, and you can put this whole thing in a circle, but the most common way is to put each word circle in a circle. So here's our big old sentence circle. We freehanding with a mouse. I'm going to redo that. I could just get my elliptical select tool because I have that, and this is a computer, but no, I'm being a stickler. And I honestly usually do a double circle with one line being a bit thicker. So this is gonna be a fun challenge. Let me make my brush bigger. Boom. Yeah, concentration. Bam. Good enough. Okay, so let's take a look at this. When I'm organizing a sentence, I tend to space things out by big words first and then putting in the little words second. So you read sentences bottom counterclockwise, just like words. So my little words are going to be easier to fit in, so I'll do them last. But anyway, our last word is Gallifreyan. That's pretty big. So I'm going to go ahead and take this last position, and I'm going to make a pretty big circle for it, and even bigger. So there's my Gallifrey circle. And then untold is also pretty big. Okay. Untold. And then the is gonna pretty easily fit in right here. So now we need depths of. Okay. So I'm looking at my guide and I'm seeing some things that might help me make things fit. So depths ends with an S, which is the shallow divot here. And if I use that shallow divot from depths at the end of it, let me make it to help kind of contain my of, I can have some nice overlap. So that's the S of depths, and then the word circle for of. So let's go ahead and finish up my word circle for depths. Okay, sweet. And I would do more planning like that in this if I wanted to make things overlap a bit better. But anyway, this is my one little overlap, and it'll do me good. So let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty of adding our vowels and letters and words and actually making these say things. So the has a TH. There's not really room at the bottom here, but I'm going to put the TH right here. And I'm actually putting my little E right here. Grab my eraser. Now I can erase things. Yay! Okay. So THE. And then we're doing untold now. So my first letter is a U. Let me grab my eraser. And I'm actually going to go in and just do the stems with no modifiers yet, because I might have something to hook this U up to later that I don't know about yet. But anyway, I'm going to just keep it like that for now. So U. Ooh, I could have done the T and connected up here, but I didn't. So U, N, shallow divot, T, O. Let me grab my eraser, because I like to erase the lines behind my vowels, because I do. T-O. I'm going to make my L kind of big. L, and then D is a deep divot. Sorry, I would be checking. Okay. U, U, N, N, T, O, T, O, L, L, D is a deep divot. Make that space. Cool. So there's untold without any modifiers yet. And then we're going to do depths. So we need a little bit of space here because I want the TH to be here because there's some more room here. No, I'll just put it here. Make it easier on myself. So TH sticks out, so we're going to put it here. So there's the TH before the S. Then we have the P, P, P. And there's the D, E. So D, E, D, E. Let me get my eraser. So D, E, D, D, E, E, P, P, T, H, T, H, S, depths. Okay. And then we have of, so we're going to have our little circle first, and then the F, of, O, F, O, F, and now Gallifrey. Okay, so for a big word like this with this double circle here, I'm going to figure out where in it will be. So it's kind of near the beginning, so it'll be about right here because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big things. So it's going to be right about here. So I'm going to start with the biggest thing first, which is going to be that double L. And it is important that these two lines are the same thickness, because you can do another stacking trick, which I'm not going to talk about in this video other than here, where if there's two letters of the same stem that are different, you can still stack them, but one has to be thinner and one has to be thicker because they're two different letters, so you have to use two different line thicknesses. So if you wanted to write strength, you could write a shallow divot that's skinny, and then a T, so a shallow divot that's thicker, and then an R, a shallow divot that's even thicker than the T, and then you put your modifiers on the S, which is the thinnest one, so 3 lines. There would be 3 lines in a row that are going thin to thick, and you'd read thin to thick. But anyway, so it's important that these two are the same line, because them being the same line means it's the same letter twice. If they're different thicknesses, that means it's a different letter. So anyway, there's the double L, and we need the GA. So here's the G, here's the A. So G, let me get my eraser. G, A, double L. Then I'm going to put my I here. I. Okay, and the F's going to be pretty big because it's got a bunch of lines on it. F. And then an R. And I enclose the E on the R. So R. Erase this. And now it's important that the E is on where that line would be or closer to the middle. Because if it's out here, then it looks like an A. So here's my E. And I'm going to cry because there's not much room for the Y. I'm actually going to put the Y here. So there's the Y. And then we're going to do the R bigger. Erase this word circle line. So it is important that you always erase the word circle line behind the divot stems, so these and these. I usually don't erase the line behind these because then they start to look like vowels, because that's another way to tell apart vowels from the consonants. Okay, cool. So G-A, double L, I, F, R, I need the E. E and then Y. Okay, cool. So now is when we add our modifiers. So let's go ahead and do our dot modifiers first. Or actually, let's just go through word by word. So THE, that one's done. We don't need anything to add there. So here's a U, UN. Well, the line can't go this way because then it would be an I. It has to go outwards. I'm going to take that line, and I'm actually going to have it kind of cut right through the middle of the word the, because I think that looks kind of nice. So there's the. So U, now we have an N. Let's see if this N can go anywhere else. So here's a line from the N somewhere. So T-O-L-D. So it can't go anywhere in this word because there's no other lines in this word. But depths has 2 lines. I could take this line and kind of curve it around here to connect there. I don't really think that'll look that good. F, I could make it go kind of here. I think I'm just going to have the line end on the word circle itself. So that's a pretty safe spot for things to end. It's on the word circle. Because lines that pass through letters do not count. Only lines that end on letters count. So this is a safe place to end lines. So U, N, T, O. And now we have the L. And I'm going to make a dot chain. Because this has dots and this has dots. So I might as well connect them up. So here's 1, 2. I'm going to make these bigger. 1, 2, 3 dots closest to the L. Even though this one is starting to get pretty close to the D, it is still close to the L, so it counts for the L only. This one is part of the D, though. 2, 3. So there's kind of like a little wobbly dot chain. If I were doing this as an actual thing, I'd put these on separate layers and adjust them. But anyway, 1, 2, 3 dots are here, and 1, 2, 3 dots are here. So 1, 2, 3 dots on the L, 1, 2, 3 dots on the D. So L, D. So U, N, T, O, L, D. Okay, so there's untold. Let me shrink up my brush. So depths, D, E, P, T, H, S. So let's add some dots on the D. So any dots I can connect it up to? I mean, kind of. I could kind of continue it, but then it'd be kind of close to this word circle. So I think I'm just gonna do like this. Maybe make it a bit more curvy. Like with this one bigger. And these ones smaller. Okay, cool. So that way it kind of lines up with this line and looks pretty good. D, E, then we have a P. And the S, I'm going to actually look at these guys. So I have that line passing through it, which is a thing. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Bam. Like that. D, E, P. D, E, P. TH doesn't need anything. This S still needs stuff. And this of needs stuff too. Is there anything I can do with the lines here? I don't think so. Can I connect them up and make them look good? Meh, they kind of pass through stuff. I'm just going to make like a little loop right here for my 2 lines. 1, 2, 3 lines. 1, 2, 3 lines on that S. So D, E, P, T, H, S. There's depths. And then of. This F needs some lines. I want to do something cheesy. So let me make my brush smaller. So I'm going to make this line here. So it counts once, twice. So there's 2 lines. And then I want to fill up some of this space here. This only adds 1 line here because it ends on the line, which is another safe place to end things. So 1, 2, 3 lines on this deep divot makes it an F. Here's the F. So 1, 2, 3 lines on that F. So of, and then we have our last word, Gallifrey. G has a line. There's another line here, more lines here. I'm going to connect this line up here, because then we have another passing through thing. I'm going to make this line a bit thicker, because my lines are too thin now. And here I was saying I was just going to make something that said something and not really care about aesthetics. I always care about aesthetics. There. Okay. So here is that, and it goes here. Okay, so G has 1 line. G has 1 line. A outside the word circle. L needs some dots. Y needs some dots. R needs some dots. So all 3 of these have dots. The I is here. It has a line on it. F needs some lines. You can connect lines up to dots too. That's my phone going off, but I don't care. So let's take a look at this, because we know F needs 3 lines. I could do a similar thing here with that F as I did here. In fact, I'm going to do that. Bam. And I can continue it through. Oh, wait, that's an R. That's not an S. R has 3 dots. Anyway, so 1 line needs to go do something here. I don't know what it'll do. I'll figure that out later. But the L needs some dots and this needs some dots. I'm going to make another dot chain. No, let's do the line right now while my brush is small. Okay, where am I going to put it? I suppose I could just do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That looks fine. Because 1, 2, 3 lines makes that. And F has 3 lines. And R has 3 dots. We're going to deal with those later. But the LY I'm going to connect up. So, yeah, that's about the same size. 1, 2, 3. And again, this one is closer here. And then this one is actually closer here. So 1, 2, 3, closest here. I'm actually going to make this one touching so it looks like obviously different. Bam. No. Bam. Okay. Even bigger. Because I don't want it to look like this has 4 dots on it, because then it would be a C. Which, by the way, you don't use the letter C in this script unless it's a proper noun, or an acronym, or something where the C cannot be phonetically changed. Okay, so 1 and 2 dots are obviously part of this one, and 1, 2, 3 dots are part of this one. Okay, cool. And then we have this R to deal with. You know, I'm just going to put that there like that. We're going to not shrink it down as much as we're going to do it like this. Brush size. Bam. Too small. Okay. Okay, and we're going to put it here and here. We'll just do that. Okay, now let's spell check it. G, G, A, double L with 1, 2, 3 dots, 1, 2, 3 dots. I, line going towards the middle. F has 3 lines, 1, 2, 3 lines, F. R has 3 dots, 1, 2, 3 dots. E, inside or on the line of the word circle. R, that's the R, E, and then Y has 2 dots. Cool. So now it's time for the exclamation point at the end, which is 3 dots. I sometimes put them on the line, so even though, like, there's never a comma, comma, comma in a row, so there's, like, even though it says it's supposed to be towards the inside, I'm afraid it looks like dots on vowels and consonants. Sorry, there's no dots on consonants. There's no dots on vowels. But, if I put them inside like this, they look like it might be part of the Y, but it's pretty safe to do that here. So this would be an exclamation point. You could also put them on the line because you couldn't really read them as anything else because there's never multiple commas in a row. And there's one more thing you can do, actually before I do that, which is make divots. Whee! Divots. Oh no, am I gonna have to, yeah, that's on the other layer. We're gonna cry a little bit. But you can make divots on your sentence circles to kind of contain things. And I like to end my lines on those divots. And usually I'll erase that, but we're gonna have to change layers and do one of these. We're gonna have to mask it. No, what are you doing? Grab that, there we go. Yes, my beautiful paper texture cries. Actually, we'll use a clipping tool. Yeah, there we go. Bam, magic. Cool. That's one way to erase things. Clipping tool, clipping tool. I should have made my brush bigger. To not take forever, but yay for it actually doing something. Okay. Tab, change layers, tab. Eraser. Cool. Neat. So there we go. That is how you use Sirkles. That is how you use this script. Because here's a word circle. You read them bottom counterclockwise. Oh, wait. I gotta put in that exclamation point at the end. Which I have to get an actual color. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Exclamation point's got 3. Okay, sweet. So here's the bottom of our sentence. So this is the first word we hit. And it is a circle, word circle with a circle on the line of the word circle. So that's a TH. E, because it's on the line of the word circle. So the, and then we have this word. U, because it's got a line going outwards. N, because it's got one line on it. T, O, no modifiers on the T. L, because it's got 3 dots. D has 3 dots. So LD, so untold. D, 1, 2, 3 dots on D. E, inside that, like so. P has 1, 2 lines on it. TH again, just like this TH. S, 1, 2, 3 lines on that S. So 3 lines on that S. O, F, 1, 2, 3 lines on that F. G has 1 line, deep divot 1 line. A, double L, 1, 2, 3 dots on the double L. I, F, 1, 2, 3 lines, just like this F. R has 1, 2, 3 dots. E, on the line of the word circle. Y with 2 dots, so Gallifrey. And then exclamation point, which is 3 dots on the sentence circle. So yeah, that's that video, and I hope it makes a lot of sense, and I hope it helps you understand what this script is and how to read it.